Hi and welcome. Welcome to the live. Now, I've done a couple of lives in the past, and they've always been a little bit unstructured, shall we say. Don't expect anything different. It's just really a catch up, this one. I'll hope to go live a bit more regularly on this channel, and hopefully we can engage and build a engaging community. Now, I do apologise about if you leave comments. I do read your comments. I don't always have time to respond, and sometimes I don't really know what the right answer is. The thing with social media is you have to be careful with what you say, how you say it, why you say it. No one really gives a thought as to the person behind the comments or the person behind the channel, what their views are, how they're feeling, how difficult it can be. So I do make a conscious effort to read all comments, and I do try and reply to as many as possible. So please don't feel too disheartened if I haven't responded to your comments. I will be improving that as this channel grows. So tonight I thought maybe we could start off with just a simple chill and relax stream. The idea with these streams will be probably every Saturday, this sort of time, where we can all get together and talk about our favourite movies and current affairs within pop industry or pop culture industry. So yeah, there's no no second chance with the live. You've got to get it right first time, and sometimes we all make mistakes. And please, if you notice something wrong in my videos, I do pay attention and I do admit when I'm wrong. Now I've done a couple of them and now videos, and accidentally one image has slipped through the net, as it were, and yeah, I hold my hand up to that. I have withdrawn some videos as well because, again, someone's pointed out something that I didn't know, or perhaps my sources have got wrong. There's only so much you can do on the internet with regards to research, and I do research things. I use various websites, IMDb being one of them, Wikipedia being another, and the information that's on them websites have to be accurate as well. So sometimes if I've made a mistake, it's because a reputable source has made that mistake as well, and nobody's told them. So I'll give you a little idea to how I make the videos, and then we'll get chatty about current affairs in pop culture. This channel started off as initially a form of me telling the stories that I write. I am a published author, and I have got a couple of books on the Amazon bookstore. If you go to Wayne Blinco or check out W.A. Blinco on Amazon, you'll find me there. And this channel was initially going to be a basis for me to share my stories, but when you're reading books and things that you've written to an audience that don't know who you are, it's a bit difficult to gain traction. So I dabbled a little bit, and then the wonderful thing happened 5 years ago, worldwide situation. So I kind of left the seriousness of YouTube and went on to TikTok, where I was reasonably successful and I gained quite a nice following on there. But TikTok as a social media platform is good, but they do like to mess you around with monetization, the rules and regulations, and some of the content on TikTok was getting copyright strikes for no reason. I'll give you an example. Just as I am now, I'm talking to you, the audience, and I had a video where I was chatting away about a particular film, and then TikTok decided that it needed a copyright strike on the audio, when the audio was just purely me rambling about a movie. So how the algorithm can pick that up and decide that, hey, that needs to be a copyright strike, I don't know. There wasn't any real way of appealing it either, apart from removing the audio. Well, the audio was me talking, so that was going to be a useless thing to do. And since then, they've changed their rules and guidelines on monetization, such as the length of the videos and whatnot. And I did try and do that, but again, I was putting out original content and the algorithms just kept on flagging it up, which was a pain. So I don't really take that platform too seriously. That's since then I've focused my attention onto YouTube and Sci-Fi fans. Originally, the channel was called Trillicus because Trillicus is one of the characters from my books, and it's ingrained into everything. If you want to look me up on any of the gaming platforms, whether that be PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo, then you'll find a gamer tag called Trillicus, and that's me. I was heavily into games, and I think what disappointed me about the current state of play is everything is play to win. No, gone are the days where you can just simply buy a game on disc and download it and play it and enjoy it. Now all of these massive corporations want microtransactions and hard-earned cash. When you've paid 50, 60 quid plus for a game and they want more, that's kind of when I stepped away from gaming as such, just kind of lost the interest. So I do play a little bit on the mobile platforms. Clash of Clans is one of my favourite games that I do use, and again, you can find Trillicus there. So the channel evolved as TikTok evolved, really, and I started to delve into movie trivia because I love movies, I love pop culture, I love talking about things. I still do reviews, and I've had a few unboxings as well, which have all been quite exciting. But I've been focusing more on movie trivia, and in particular the shorts feed, which has been a real positive way to grow the channel. So, hello, whoever's joined me, thank you very much. Oh, no, gone again. Um, so, yeah, that's how the channel has started to evolve into movie trivia, and the shorts really took off, and the channel's growing quite nicely. I changed my job. I used to be 9 to 5, Monday 9 to 5, and then I changed the job and I work at various hours now. I'm in the care industry as my main bread and butter. So it's difficult to schedule and plan things properly. But I do hope to be doing that more often on here. The so yeah, the channel evolved into movie trivia, and there are quite a few decent channels, such as Minty Comedic Productions. He does a lot of great videos. So it's just trying to find your niche. That's why the channel itself is moving more towards movie bloopers, because I think it's interesting to find out what was filmed and how it went wrong. Sometimes it's been a deliberate mistake, and sometimes there's some factual errors in there as well. So the channel is always evolving. I think you have to evolve as well with a YouTube channel, just to keep up with current trends, as it were, and to find your niche. So even though the channel's doing really well, I'm still trying to find my feet with this particular channel so I can grow it and engage with the people that watch the videos and the content. My favourite film is Aliens, and second favourite film is The Italian Job. So a little bit of a contrast there in movies. But what intrigued me with Aliens was actually a video game. I started to play Aliens, the video game, and then I realised it was a film. So I hired the film from my local video store, Blockbusters, and my kind of desire for science fiction just went on from there. So I grew up with the original series of Doctor Who, but not the original one from the 1950s. It was more like the 1970s and 80s, right up until its end. I loved Space 1999 and Star Wars, obviously, and Star Trek. Battlestar Galactica was a big thing for me. I really enjoyed Battlestar Galactica with the Cylons. Couldn't really get into the remake of BSG, but each to their own. We all like different things. And I keep an ear out because there is rumours that they are going to try and reboot the franchise with a movie as well as a TV series. But they've been saying that for a number of years, and there isn't really a lot of news with what's happening with that franchise, which is a pain because I think Battlestar Galactica, there is room for Battlestar Galactica, particularly with the demise of Star Wars. But then there's always that worry, isn't there, that if they were to reboot a beloved franchise like Battlestar Galactica, would it have the same appeal, and would they stay true to the original source, or would we end up with a lot of this DEI stuff, which is ruining Hollywood and movies in general? Hopefully, though, they will eventually get the sort themselves out and give us something decent. So this channel is forever evolving, and yeah, please do leave a comment in the box below, and let me know if there's a film that I haven't covered. I've covered Thelma and Louise recently, as well as Jaws. It was 50 years ago since Jaws was made, which, where's those 50 years gone? Now, I was around when it was out at the cinema, possibly, but not old enough to see it. Not quite that old. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy Jaws. Even now, I could quite easily sit down and watch it because it is one of those quality films, which is something that we've missed. I think the more that money has got involved with movie production and big budgets, it's taken away the artistry of movie magic and movie making. And I think that was quite evident with Godzilla Minus One, which was made on a budget of less than $15 million. And yet you'd put that up against the triple A rated film from Hollywood. And Godzilla is also one of those films that I used to watch as a child. It's just fascinating. There was also a cartoon called Godzilla and Godzuki, although that doesn't have a lot of traction. And if you've seen that cartoon, then you'd probably understand why. It's, yeah, even for children, I think it's a little bit naff, if I'm honest. But I dare say, if you like it, then let me know. So yeah, I think the whole movie industry and the way it's moving forward, and we had the reveal of the Marvel characters, didn't we, with who's returning. The problem with the multiverse and what they've done with Doctor Who as well is there's no more jeopardy for our main characters, is there? Because if you have a multiverse and your favourite character doesn't make it, then you just go to a different multiverse and bring them back. The only film really that's done the multiverse well recently is Deadpool and Wolverine, because it's there, but the way that Ryan Reynolds crafted that film, and he did craft that film, it was just right. Now, what they did with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness was how not to do it, in my opinion. What I really liked about the Deadpool movie, though, is the humour, and that's again the problem with what they try and do with the current Marvel films is one was a success. Deadpool started it, really. The success of Deadpool led to the humour and everything else that we have within the Thor films, and it doesn't work. Thor went from being a reasonably serious superhero movie to something a bit slapstick, and then it just gradually declined. And yeah, I think hopefully we can go back to something a bit more serious with the MCU. Will they manage it? I don't know. I'm intrigued. I wouldn't write anything off at the moment because you just don't know. And I'd rather watch something and make up my own opinion and then share that here. So yeah, basically that's what this channel has evolved into, and I've enjoyed every step of it. It's been difficult sometimes because there were times when I look at the traction that the channel was getting a couple of years ago, I was literally just shouting into an empty room. That's what it felt like. But now the viewership is going up, and the certainly the subscribers, and I appreciate everybody that takes their time to subscribe to the channel and get in touch. You know, if you've got your own channel and you we enjoy the same sort of things, you know, movies, trivia, and pop culture, then do get in touch, because I would like to have a few guests from other channels on this channel, on my channel. And also check out Cooling Tiger Media. Now, if you didn't know, which you probably don't, because Cooling Tiger hasn't been going very long, is a channel that I'm trying to grow where I'm making my own films. And I started off trying to learn the game machine, Unreal Engine 5. Incredibly steep learning curve, bearing in mind my background's caring, care assistant and assistant manager and stuff. So I haven't really got a techie background, and the learning curve for Unreal is quite steep. Then I started to dabble with Blender, and I'm getting on a lot better with Blender. So I have got an idea for a short 5 or 10 minute film in Blender, which will be on a Cooling Tiger Media. It's all set in the same world as my Prycon universe, and I know we've had the multiverse and the MCU and all that, but the stories within the Prycon universe is just the way of expanding the lore, if you like. Think of it as the Silmarillion for Lord of the Rings. That's what I'm building out with Cooling Tiger. So there'll be characters that are exclusive to their own series and franchise. So at the moment, I'm working on a character called Nanos, who is a bounty hunter, and he's in the midst of finding out who's put a bounty on him personally. So think of the current story at the moment on Calling Tiger as John Wick in space, but obviously with a twist. The twist that I've put in there is he's discovered that the colonies, when the colonies were established, they were established with the founders. The founders were later replaced by the Elder Council for reasons that I'll get to within the storytelling. And now Nanos is wanted by his former master, his sensei, as it were, who's working for the founders, but he doesn't know why. So I won't give any spoilers away here, but if you've got time, do check out Calling Tiger Media. I'll leave a link in the description, because if you want original pop culture trivia, well, you get trivia here. But if you want original storytelling, then that's where I'm at. And as I say, I've published a couple of books. I'm very pleased with what I've published on Amazon. And also the sequel to Broken Ceasefire is actually with the editor now and should be out later this year. So that'll be the second book in the series. Once that's out, then I've got various other little stories that I'd want to tell. And one of them is of a group of Marines called Tango Squad. And they're in the early stages of their military career as a group. Yeah, I'm really intrigued. I know what's going to happen with this particular squad, and I'm hoping my readers, you guys, hopefully, will pick up a copy and enjoy that story as well. So yeah, so this is just a chilling chat session. So I'll just sit here talking to myself. um, so the channel is evolving all the time, and the reason why I decided to go on to movie bloopers is because there didn't seem to be many channels out there that will cover the actual mistakes in films. Now, I could be wrong. By the time I've done this video and a couple of others, I dare say I'll come across hundreds of channels that all do the same thing, which is movie bloopers. But then that's how the algorithm on YouTube works, isn't it? You start off something, then it finds like-minded folk, and yeah, that's how it grows. So please do get in touch and give us a comment. I have tried doing a couple of spoof videos, which went down like a lead balloon. One of them was describing how Alien from 1979 was just a woke film. And I really laid into it about how the xenomorph picked off all the characters. And obviously you have the strong female lead, which is Ripley. And it didn't go down too well. And then on reflection, maybe I didn't market it or do the correct title or whatnot with it. So that did appallingly. And I did actually pull that video. I was getting slated, quite rightly so, by some people. And then I done another one, which I would like to do a sequel of, and that was if Alien was a nature documentary with David Attenborough narrating, and that's got a lot more traction on there. So if you fancy a laugh, then do check out the Alien as a nature documentary video on the channel. It just kind of highlights my sense of humour, which can be a bit warped and twisted sometimes, but can't help it. I think when you've done care for as long as I have, you do develop this sick, dark, twisted sense of humour. But yeah, I mean, to say, I've enjoyed it. I do appreciate the support that people give me with this channel, and I'm hoping to grow it even more and be going live on a regular basis. This is a little bit of a unstructured live, as you can tell, but hopefully I'm going to do a few things in the week and come up with a few more ideas. Now I've got one or two in my mind. Maybe next week the topic could be something like Star Trek, so we can go through the history, if you like, of Star Trek and how it developed into the phenomenon that we know today. What I find while we're talking about Star Trek is how fortunate we are to have most of the cast members still with us. It's probably helped. So obviously you've got William Shatner that's still alive, and Doctor. I think that's, yeah, I say we've got so many alive. William Shatner's the main guy, isn't he? I mean, I love William Shatner. He's such a down to earth guy, and that his persona and everything. He doesn't stand for any BS. It just tells you how it is. And he's been fortunate enough to go into space as well, which is something I would absolutely love to do myself. Is to just go to the moon or something. So, yeah. Coming up on the channel, I'm going through Thelma and Louise. I've got a video on movie bloopers on her, on that film. I've got a couple of shorts coming out as well, and a few more questions, a few more quiz questions for the community tab as well. And as I say, I'm open to suggestions, so do leave a comment or so in here. And then next week will be a bit more structured. This is just me finding my feet, if you like, with going live again, because it's a bit tricky sometimes. You never know what equipment's going to work and what equipment isn't going to work. And sometimes you have something that you think will work and it doesn't. But that's life, isn't it? So, yeah, thank you so much. I think I'm probably going to bring this live to its end. It seems like a natural conclusion. Next week, it will be more structured and I'll have a bit more of a plan on what I'm doing. So, yeah, take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for watching or listening. Do check out the live feed. This is the live feed. See? Don't know what I'm doing, do I? Do check out the shorts feed and the long format videos as well. And if there's something that you want me to cover on the channel, then leave a comment. And I will be back next week. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.